This is the Transformers Generations Studio Series number 27 Deluxe Class Clunker Bumblebee. I picked up this figure at Our Toys, and he is downright a straight up repaint of Transformers Generations Studio Series number 1 Bumblebee. And yeah, so this review is mostly or mainly just going to be a comparison video review of this figure with this figure, and already you can already see some of the subtle differences in terms of black paint on his torso here and there, but most of the differences will probably lie in his alt mode or vehicle mode. So this is the side of the packaging. Yep, both from Transformers the movie. This is the other side. And here they are out of packaging. First thing you'll notice is they have, other than different boxes, they have different dioramas. This is the place where Bumblebee signals the Autobots to come, and this is the used cars shop, Bernie Mac, Bolivia's auto sale or something. Anyway, where Sam gets his first car. And as you can see, they look very, very similar, but they have very subtle differences. And one major difference, which I'll talk about later. So first up here are the instruction sheets. They actually made a new one. Well, slightly new one, different instruction sheet for the Clunker Bumblebee. And if you look at the inside cover, it's a lighter shade of instructions, and the background is different from the Clunker Bumblebee, which is much darker, and you have I guess the used car shop in the background instead of this one, which is that one. So quite different. Interesting that Hasbro didn't scrimp on that. Okay. First glance, you will notice that the Clunker Bumblebee is missing a lot of paint apps, to say the least. And yeah, he's missing a lot of yellow paint apps and black. And let's start with the head sculpt. The head sculpt seems to be exactly the same. I don't see any major difference to it. Even the Autobot symbol looks to be the same. The yellow plastic they used looks to be the same. Even the silver pieces looks to be the same. The main difference I see is the gray plastic they used for the torso. This one feels a little bit darker than this one, so could just be an optical illusion. But the arms and the legs, the gray plastic they used for that looks to be the same. Silver paint looks to be the same here. Black paint looks to be the same, but the torso is missing some paint apps here, no yellow. And the biggest piece that's missing a lot of paint apps is the blaster. It fits the same way you remove the arm, and then you just plug it in, and it's mostly silver. Well, actually, I should say it's not missing paint apps. It's actually there's too much paint apps, because the blaster is actually made of yellow plastic, and they painted that yellow piece silver. So I guess there's more silver paint apps there than compared to the other pieces. Also, you'll notice here on his chest, there's more of those rust effects or battle damage, and he's missing the stripe paint right here, which is present right here. So I don't know why they omitted that. It should have been there, because just for consistency. And yeah, and you can see some of the scratches here. We'll see more of that later in alt mode, but everything seems to be the same. Mold degradation, I don't see it. And perhaps the most important change or difference between these two figures is, ta-da! We finally get a pin joint. Look at that nice chrome pin versus this one. This one, when I bought this one, this one just fell off. That pin joint would probably be a big difference in the transformation. And as you can see, it's a separate piece because this one did not have a hole. It's actually just a friction joint. This one, they actually drilled a hole in it, and I think originally that was the plan, because if you see this, there are 3 slots. You should have put a pin, and then last minute they changed it. So I guess Hasbro does listen listen to their fans, and I'm glad for that. All right, so before we transform the new Clunker Bumblebee, bit of information about this particular figure, the #1 Studio Series #1 Deluxe Class Bumblebee. This is not the same figure I reviewed when I reviewed it. That one I passed that on to a buddy, and if you remember my review, that I had a horrible time transforming him, and here and there, and the hood kept popping off. This, on the other hand, I had an easier time transforming. I spent like 10-15 minutes on it, and it compresses in a more flush manner. I didn't have trouble with the hands or the legs tabbing, and maybe a little bit right here on this tab. And what's interesting is the hood never popped. Not once did it pop off while I was transforming the figure, and that was crazy. Then I remember, why is that so? Then I realized this particular figure is not from Wave 1. Well, it is a Wave 1 figure, but it came in the assortment of Wave 2 with Jazz. And for those of you who are interested, it's a more stable version of the figure. I don't know if it's a running change or anything like that, but for those of you who are interested in the UPC codes and all that, or the UPC codes, okay, I guess it's the same, but the code, manufacturing code on the box is that 80931 or 8, it looks like a 3, 8093. As long as it looks like that, then I guess you got the right. Let's see if that pin joint made a big difference in transforming the figure. Should it be easier? No. I reckon it should make it a little bit easier. So put the blaster out of the way. Go ahead and fold this like that. Do it a little bit more swiftly since this is just a repaint. So here it is. Here's that infamous hinge. And it swings okay. Go ahead and do that. Go ahead and tilt this a little bit like this. Untab. Okay. Like that. Okay. And then we'll do the arms later so that you'll have space. So let's do the legs first. Go ahead and do this. Just clear these out of the way. Go ahead and fold that. Okay, go ahead and fold this, like that. And then swing it all the way around like that. Okay. This one folds here. This one locks into place here. Oh, okay. You gotta swing it, you gotta push that, and then it tabs onto the thigh. Just like, or the back of the hip, just like that. And then, okay, do the same on the other side. Go ahead and fold. Okay. Push this and tab. Boy, this figure is small. So complex for such a small figure. Okay, tab in like that. Okay, like that. This one like this. Okay. All right. So far, so good. Now you don't have that issue of this one tabbing off. So, hooray. Okay, go ahead and fold the arms. Fold. Oh, okay, go ahead and do this. That. Fold. Oh, yeah, the clearance. I'd forgotten how tight the clearances were for this particular figure. Alright, let's see if we can tap those in. See, everything's just in the way of everything. Alright, much easier. Alright, and this one goes like this. That, sort everything out. Oh, that, and you know what? Wait, let me just finish this. You know what? Admittedly, it's a lot easier now to transform both figures. There must have been a running change. They must have tightened some joints here and there, and on this particular version, they put that pin joint, that pin in that joint, and yeah, it's actually easier to transform. It's not as cumbersome. It's not as annoying as the very first release. So again, this is the first version, and this is the second version. Well, technically second and third, but the cleaner version and the dilapidated, rusted rust bucket that Sam got for his birthday. Bumblebee's always a birthday gift. Isn't that interesting? Okay, so as you can see, the plastic remains the same. They've just added that rusted paint, a little bit of white, sort of putty, I guess. There was a dent there or something like that. You get some more rust here. And again, just like the Target exclusive Volkswagen Bumblebee, the way it's been done is it's not, I don't think that's manual brushstroke. There's the pixelating, the pixelation right there, and I feel that's computer aided, and the computer just printed it out like that. Even the sort of putty on dents, to repair that dent, looks like it's computer aided. So interesting. Okay, and as I was saying in the beginning, the stripe is complete, but when this thing moves out, that part of Bumblebee's torso, there's no stripe in it, so a little bit of inconsistency there. But everything seems to work out nicely for these two versions. So if you're interested in getting this figure, you might want to wait for this number 27. Part of my final thoughts, I think it's a great figure. I think this is the most accurate one we have if you're talking about Transformers the movie. Hence, going back to this point, to my point on this figure, that it shouldn't have been in Transformers the movie. I know it probably would have been too much of a spoiler, but this should have been in the Bumblebee movie. And he's clean, he's brand new, and that would have spoiled everything. And yeah, so you just have to think about it as you're getting one from Transformers the movie and you're getting from Transformers Bumblebee. So two different versions are they're still accurate. And if you're like me, who's really into completing these numbered series, just like the Marvel Legends, Marvel Studios, the first 10 years, I had to get everybody. Yeah, then absolutely, these are a must-have. Even if you picked up one, you got to pick up the other. But if you ask me, if you're just going to choose which one, it's going to depend on which movie you like better. If you like the first Transformers movie, then you're trying to complete all the Autobots in that movie, then this is what you want to get. If you're happy with just the Bumblebee movie and you like your Autobots clean and not battle damaged or rusted, then this is the one you want to go. But if you're a big Bumblebee fan, oh my goodness, you gotta get both. Particularly this version, the one packed with Wave 2, and this one, the number 27 Clunker Bumblebee. They're great. And I'm glad Hasbro found a way to just tweak that a bit. So there you go, folks. I hope you've enjoyed this little video review. This has been the Transformers Generation Studio Series number 27 from the movie Transformers the movie Clunker Bumblebee. Thanks for watching.